Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the National Soccer Network. UPSL Premier Division Midwest East. Detroit Metro SC taking on Drita SC. Out in Brighton, Michigan, Legacy Center is the site. And I'm Dan Stickrad, solo style, along for the ride here for tonight's UPSL matchup. Detroit Metro comes in tonight with a 2-2-1 overall record, 6 points, and they stand in 5th place in that Midwest East division. Drita SC is 3-2-0 overall. They're in 4th place with 9 points. Drita has a 16-14 scoring edge this year, so a +2 differential. Detroit Metro SC +6 differential column, scoring 14 goals against 8 goals conceded. Metro does have 2 shutouts in the 2025 campaign, their very first ever in the UPSL. These teams are heading to their benches, so we should be underway here in just a few minutes. Here on the National Soccer Network, outside it's 60 degrees. Inside the air-conditioned Legacy Sports Center indoor turf field. We will not have to worry about the elements outside. We've had plenty of rain, plenty of sunshine, and a little bit of everything here in the last several days. So we're just moments away from kickoff. Starting 11 for Detroit Metro SC tonight, Peter Arton is in goal. Number 25, Andrew Schmedick. Number 16, Roland Gibson. Number 89, Austin Yowell. Number 12, Pedro Souza. 24, Sean Clark. 25, Akeem Sadler. 26, Jacob Knuth. 22, Dehain Ghazi. Number 11, Max Rogova. And up top, number 23, Daniel Wright. We still do not have a numerical roster for Drita sent to us in the press box. Drita is coached by Nicholas Derjai. Head coach for Detroit Metro, Alex Lubianski. Both teams are finally at their respective benches. We're facing East. We're just moments away from the start of this UPSL matchup. This game is one of over 60 broadcasts on the National Soccer Network this weekend between Friday tonight and tomorrow. All types of amateur and pre-professional leagues across the country. UPSL, the League for Clubs, Women's Premier Soccer League, American Premier Soccer League, USL League 2, USLW, and so much more. So feel free to visit both our YouTube and Roku TV channels to check out this game and many others across the country. For those soccer junkies out there, plenty of games to view here this weekend. I'd also like to invite everyone to check out our social media pages at the National Soccer Network over on Facebook, Twitter X, Instagram, and TikTok as well. We have a page over on LinkedIn. And also feel free to visit our national website at thenationalsoccernetwork.com for game repacks, feature stories, and much more on our national platform. There you see the officiating crew getting set to come out of the locker room. over on our YouTube channel. Let us know where we're going to watch the game from. What city, what country. And let us know who you are picking to win today's contest. It will be Detroit Metro FC, Drita SC, or will this game end in one of those dreadful ties? You can vote early and often as many times as you want between now and about 20 minutes left in the contest. And there you see both sides. Detroit Metro SC in their sky blue and black uniforms, and Drita SC in their red, black, and white uniforms. Off to your right. So we'll step aside here in just a second for the playing of the national anthem here at the Legacy Center in Brighton, Michigan. Beautiful rendition of our national anthem just moments away from kickoff. Detroit Metro SC, Drita FC here at the Legacy Center, Brighton, Michigan. Only on the National Soccer Network's YouTube and Roku TV channels. Fist bump the officiating crew. We're just about underway. Detroit Metro SC is coming off 8-0 victory here back on Wednesday. They defeated Intra United. Drita's coming off a 4-3 loss against Duca FC. They were up 3-1 in that game before surrendering 3 late goals. There you see Daniel Wright, the captain for Detroit Metro on the left side. Still waiting up here in the press box for the numerical roster for Drita SC. Formal handshakes are complete, and we are just about underway. Once again, you're watching United Premier Soccer League action, Midwest East Division, here on the National Soccer Network. Entire slate of games from the East Coast to the West Coast to the Midwest to the Deep South and everywhere in between across the National Soccer Network platform. I'm Dan Stick right along for the call here tonight's game. Last night I had the pleasure of covering a Women's Premier Soccer League contest out in Virginia. McLean Soccer prevailed 1-0 in their season opener. Also part of the broadcast team of the Flint City Bucks USL League Two friendly against Toledo Villa here earlier this week. And here we go. Detroit Metro SC, Drita SC, set to kick off finally here. 7:39 p.m., just a few minutes late. Better late than never. Referee still having conversation with the Drita bench there on the right side. Not sure what the delay is. We're already 9 minutes past the original start time. We are indoors, so don't have to worry about anything weather related. So the goalkeeper for Drita is heading over towards the bench. Goalkeeper for Drita is being jogged off towards the locker room. So we will have another delay here. Not sure if it's something to do with equipment-wise for the goalkeeper for Drita. Once again, feel free to vote for the poll here on the National Soccer Network's YouTube channel. Will Detroit Metro win, Drita SC, or this game end in a draw? The poll will go into the 70th minute before it will end. .741, still a slight delay here. We did see the officiating crew walk the Drita goalkeeper back to the locker room here about 3 minutes ago. Drita doesn't appear to have a backup goalkeeper on the roster or active today's game. Players wearing goalkeeper's garb there on the bench here at the Legacy Sports Center. Once again, over on our YouTube channel, feel free to join into the chat board. Talk about today's match, talk about UPSL, the weather, any league across the country. Talk about the officiating, the players, anything of a positive note throughout today's game. The Drita goalkeeper is now back wearing number 1. It may have been a color issue where the Drita goalkeeper was wearing sky blue, the similar colors as homestanding Detroit Metro. Detroit Metro wearing the sky blue and black kits. They'll go from left to right on your screen, and Drita SC is wearing the red, black, and white kits. They'll go right to left on your screen. And finally, 7:43 p.m., we are finally underway here on the National Soccer Network. Dan Stickrad along for the call for Detroit Metro SC, their 5th game of existence here in the UPSL. They come in again with a 2-2-1 overall record and a 14-8 scoring edge and a pair of clean sheets. They're in 5th place in the Midwest East Division. Drita SC 3-2-0 overall. No shutouts, but they have a 16-14 scoring edge. They sit in 4th place with the 9 points in that Midwest East Division. Drita working the ball up the middle of the spine, trying to find a little bit of operating room. Just a minute into the game. This game did start 13 minutes late. A pair of delays, equipment issues. We're finally underway. Drita moving it back towards their back line. Detroit Metro putting high pressure on that back line of Drita. Drita clears it out towards midfield, still trying to get the ball deep into Detroit Metro territory. Maintaining some patience, knocking from side to side. Just trying to break down Detroit Metro's defensive alignment. It's the very first matchup between these two sides here. Detroit Metro SC, a brand new franchise formed last fall. So they constructed their front office and roster late last year and into the winter and spring months. They kicked off their 2025 season over at the Legacy Center here in Brighton about 6 weeks ago. Now they are in game number 6 of their existence. Drita's been around a few additional years. A lot of their players coming from the Macomb County and Oakland County areas. You see a lot of the young Detroit Metro SC faithful, as their front office likes to get a lot of the younger generations involved whenever there is a game, a goal scored, any type of festival reasons. Detroit Metro finally regains possession. And there's a foul. Sean Clark tripped up, so free kick coming up for Detroit Metro SC. So 4th minute. Again, this game started 13 minutes late here at the Legacy Center in Brighton. No shots for either team, no corner kicks. Both teams just involved in that, kind of feeling each other out to see what they have out on the pitch. Drita's forced to turn over near midfield. Working down the center of the park. There's a shot from distance. That's in the back of the net, some close to 40 yards out. Number 11 for Drita. We apologize. No roster still has been sent up to the press box for Drita, but number 11 finds open space in the center of the park, uncorks a left-footed banger. That's into the back of the net in the 4th minute. So very first shot of the game for either team results in a goal. Drita finds themselves up 1-0 here early in this UPSL matchup against Detroit Metro SC. From a soccer fan, that's what you like to see. You don't necessarily have to be on the 6-8 yard line to attempt a shot attempt. Drita found plenty of space in the middle of the field. Player uncorks one from long distance. And catching Detroit Metro goalkeeper Peter Arton well off his line. That ball knuckled high, bent underneath that crossbar for the 1-0 advantage. Detroit Metro gets the ball back, trying to find some open teammates. There's a sent down on the far left side. A long serve towards the box. Scooped up by the Drita goalkeeper. Here in the 6th minute, 1-0 in favor of Drita. And scoring on their very first shot attempt of the game. UPSL match, one of over 60 games on the network between last night, tonight, and tomorrow. We'll be back at it each and every weekend this summer with a multitude of games across the country during numerous weekdays as Drita gets another little bit of space down the middle of the park. Sending it wide outside. Seventh minute, Drita holding possession for long periods of time. The ball slotted down that far left side. Cut back in the middle. But that offsides flag does go up. First time either team has been whistled for a player in the offside position. That's against Drita SC. Free kick coming up for Detroit Metro. Now they bring the ball up the middle of the park. Another player knocked down to the turf. So 2 quick fouls and 1 offside against Drita here in the early going. 7.5 minutes in as the referee has conversations with Drita players near midfield. One thing I can tell you for certain, when the referee blows his whistle, make a call, you're not going to win an argument in terms of trying to get that call reversed. It's a clear takedown from behind. It's a free kick coming up about 5 yards just past midfield for Detroit Metro. They'll look for the short free kick. Ball bouncing high. Another collision there in their midfield players' heads colliding. Free kick coming up at Detroit Metro. That's served well inside the box. Ball bouncing up high. Couple players down on the turf at the top of the 18. Referee says play on. Detroit Metro trying to get the possession going. They have not attempted a shot here. We're 8.5 minutes in. Detroit Metro has a number 10 into the ball game. That is not listed on the starting lineup or on the active roster here tonight, so we do apologize. Ball served in the box, scooped up by Peter Arton, the goalkeeper for Detroit Metro. So Metro looks to build it out of their back line. 10th minute here in the National Soccer Network, 1-0 in favor of Drita. Once again, we are not provided a roster in the last few days or at this time of the game, as Metro trying to work it towards in the final third of the field to get a scoring chance. Whistle is blown, so another foul against Drita. That's the fourth time they've been whistled for a foul here in the first 10 minutes of this clash. So free kick coming up for Detroit Metro here in the 11th minute. Served by number 21. Again, no 21 listed on the active roster for Detroit Metro. Twelfth minute, Detroit Metro trying to get that first shot attempt off, building up down the middle of the park. And that serve well wide of the goal, so Detroit Metro picking up a little bit of more pressure here in the last couple of minutes. Unsuccessful getting a shot off as that cross went out of bounds. So goal kick for Drita SC. They're up 1-0 here in the 12th minute. That goal came back in the 4th minute by number 11. Once again, we do apologize. 12 minutes in, and Drita has not supplied a roster to the media up in the broadcast booth. Are on our YouTube channel in the chat room. If you'd like to mention some of the players for Drita, which numbers, who is wearing them, feel free to do so. Thirteenth minute, Detroit Metro earning it back down middle of the park. Just one shot for both teams in this game resulted in that early goal for Drita as Metro working down that far side. Into the box, turned over. Now Drita is trying to get the ball out of their end. They work it down on the near side. Out towards midfield. Here's a long serve into the box. Looks like Daniel Wright there trying to chase it down. Drita clears it about 30 yards out in front of the goal. Detroit Metro finally putting a little pressure on Drita's back line here in the last 3 or 4 minutes. There's a pair of collisions there just outside the box. Danny Wright, number 23 for Detroit Metro, kind of a retaliation shove. He picks up the foul and is booked with the game's first yellow card here in the 14th minute. So far in this game, Drita one shot overall, one shot on goal, which resulted in the game's only goal in the 4th minute. They also have 4 fouls against and 1 offside whistled against them. Detroit Metro SC does not have any offensive stats as of yet. That was their first foul and the first booking. Let's get number 23, Daniel Wright there. Standout forward up top. Down that far right side. Looking for a little bit of space along the flanks. The Drita forward tries to split 2 defenders. He's chopped up, bladed towards the turf. This will be a free kick about 2 yards out on that right side, just outside the box. That's the second foul of the match for Detroit Metro. We just crossed into the 16th minute. Here in Brighton, Michigan, Legacy Sports Center is the place. I'm Dan Stick, right off the National Soccer Network. Glad to be part of your Saturday evening here in UPSL action. Midwest East Division, Detroit Metro, Drita SC. A pair of Metro Detroit teams battling out here on a Saturday evening. Drita taking this free kick from that far right side. It's bent towards the goal. Punched high. That free kick bent towards the goal, and Peter Arton, the goalkeeper for Detroit Metro, knocks it out of harm's way. So two shots on frame by Drita SC. First save of the evening for Peter Arton. Metro brings it down the middle of the field, serving it long down the right side. That is picked off by a Drita defender. Ball bounces off players from both teams. Dangerous play whistle. That looks against to be Drita. So free kick coming out about 40 yards out for Detroit Metro. Still looking for their first opportunity in this game. They're down 1-0. Drita SC came out with a goal in the 4th minute on their very first shot attempt of the contest. They have a 2-0 shots edge overall in this match as we're getting ready to cross into the 18th minute. There's a chip shot into the box. Headed off a Drita defender. And this should be the game's first corner kick. Looks like number 8 taking this corner kick for Detroit Metro. That's served into the box. Cleared away by Drita's defense. Detroit Metro gets it back. They're trying to work it off their back line. 19th minute here on the National Soccer Network. That long ball slotted on the near far side. Drita earns it back down the middle of the field. Trying to find some space here. Now taken out to the left side. Players from both teams tangled up there just outside the box, but this should be a free kick for Detroit Metro. So Metro gets set to put it back into play. Trail 1-0 in the 20th minute. These are two 45-minute halves here in the UPSL. Is that long free kick is well over midfield, bouncing around near the center of the park. Metro earns it back, trying to get the ball downfield. Detroit Metro just has not been very successful overall in this match of putting long periods of possession together. They've had a little bit of possession from time to time. They've turned the ball over a multitude of times. We're now in the 21st minute here on the National Soccer Network. Drita SC up 1-0. Metro gets it back here on the near side, trying to find a little bit of space. Move it back towards their outside marking backs. Just 2-0 in total shots in favor of visiting Drita SC. They've run the ball back inside midfield, trying to find some operating space down that right side. Number 11 sending it through. His shot is blocked. The ball sent into the box once again. Detroit Metro putting up a brick wall on that far right side. Junior brings back to the middle of the field, working it back to their center back. For Drita, we do have a roster we put together here earlier today, but does not list any jersey numbers. Phone calls and emails to that organization were not returned, so we do not have a numeric roster for Drita. We do apologize. Drita works it into that far left corner. Ball does go out of bounds, so ball goes back to Detroit Metro. Can't see the actual corner due to the indentation of the camera stanchion. The ball sent up high. Out of bounds. So 23rd minute here at the Legacy Center in Brighton, Michigan. Dan Sturkrag, glad to be part of your Saturday night for some UPSL soccer on the National Soccer Network. 1-0 in favor of visiting Drita SC. As they work it down that left side, trying to get the ball back in the middle of the park. Slided through into the box. Peter Arton, the goalkeeper, coming well off his line to scoop up that through ball before any danger happened. So that ball served out well over midfield. Danny Wright cuts it back into the middle. He's tripped up, so this should be another foul. See if there's a card drawn on this play. Daniel Wright was given a yellow card here about 10 minutes ago. He's throwing his arms up in frustration. That was obviously a takedown from behind. No card issued. 6th foul against Drita. It's about 10 yards inside midfield. It's a free kick coming up for Detroit Metro. Wearing their sky blue and black kits. Drita SC, their red, black, and white kits here. We should be back underway, so free kick served long and into the box. Headed back out. Drita once again regains possession. They're starting to work the ball back, knocking it back towards their back line, back into the mid. Plenty of space. Now the ball served far down here on the left side. Detroit Metro able to intercept. The referee said that ball actually went out of bounds. So this will be a throw in deep in Detroit Metro territory coming up for Drita. Toss the ball over towards the corner of the box. Sent back to that far left side. 11 there trying to dance through traffic. 11 had the goal in the 4th minute for Drita. Knocked back to Arton, who had the force to clear in a hurry as a forward for Drita was there applying pressure. 26th minute now. Detroit Metro been somewhat frustrated, shut down, locked down offensively. They have not had a single shot in this game, just one corner kick about 10 minutes ago. Drita has a 3-0 shots advantage, 2-0 with shots on frame. Now they've earned the free kick off a Metro foul. That's served back in towards the middle of the field. Drita sends it down to that far right side. Arton out there to scoop up the bouncing ball. Arton getting the start tonight for Detroit Metro. He's normally the backup goalkeeper. Very active patrolling that box here tonight. Just one save so far in the first 26.5 minutes, but he has come off his line to scoop up a multitude of free kicks and through balls, crosses into the box, keeping this a 1-0 game. So now Detroit Metro gets it on that far left side once again, trying to find a little bit of space. They've turned it over once again, so Detroit Metro just unable to get anything going on the offensive end. Those passing lanes are getting shut down in a hurry. Throw in at midfield for Drita here in the 28th minute. Ball thrown deep into territory of Detroit Metro, off a Metro player once again. So another throw in coming up for Drita just in front of their own bench here in the 28th. For those who joined us late, the game was supposed to kick off at 7:30 p.m. Did not start till 7:43 p.m. It's a pair of delays. One having to do with some equipment issues for the Drita goalkeeper. They had to switch jerseys. Drita did score in the game's very first shot. That came off the foot of number 11 in the 4th minute. Once again, we have not been provided here today or in previous days of a Drita numeric roster. So we'll let you know exactly who that goal scorer is once we are notified of the goal scorers. Detroit Metro working the ball. That's right down the middle of the park. He's trying to slide a pass through. Drita SC, the story of this game has been their defense. They are a high-pressure defense. They do not allow a lot of operating space They do not allow a lot of passes to slip through the back line. And they have controlled a lot of possession in this game as well, as we're now crossing into the 30th minute here on the National Soccer Network. 1-0 up on your scoreboard in favor of visiting Drita SC. Troy Mitchell serves it long down that near side. No one gives chase, so another turnover. Drita once again starting to move the ball around their back line, getting all 4 defenders and their goalkeepers touches in this game. They've done a great job sharing the sugar, knocking it from side to side, getting everyone involved in the attack, using the complete width of the field. As they have players in the midfield, they have players along those touch lines. The ball sent long into the box. And there's a second rifle from distance into the back of the net here in the 31st. That was an absolute banger. Could not tell exactly who took that shot. Let you know here up in the press box here momentarily, but 2-0 in favor of Drita here in the 31st minute. 4 total shots, 3 on frame, 2 in the back of the net. Drita is up 2-0 here, 2/3 of the way through the first half. Both of their goals came well outside the box. Detroit Metro has found themselves in a 2-0 hole here, trying to find a way to get something going, anything going on the offensive end. That ball goes off a Drita defender. So this should be a corner kick coming up. This will be the second of the match for Detroit Metro SC. Their first one came about 15 minutes in. Drita was quickly able to clear that corner kick. Now it will be served back into the box once again. Coming from that southeast corner into the box. Ball bounced around. There's a shot into the back of net for Detroit Metro. So coming off that corner kick, number 89, Austin Yowell, taking a left footer outside the box. So Detroit Metro, their very first shot attempt of this game in the 33rd, cuts the deficit down to 2-1. Detroit Metro unable to get anything going in terms of open play. They finally earned their second corner kick. Shot opportunity was found outside the box. Number 89, Austin Yowell there, put a left footer into the back of the net as the referee is talking to 4 different Drita players there inside the box. So 33rd minute, we're just about ready to cross into the 34th. 2-1 in favor of Drita SC. They took a 2-0 advantage, courtesy of goals in the 4th and 31st minutes. And we do apologize. No numeric roster has been given to us yet. Now we're in the 34th minute. And then 33rd minute, just here a moment ago, number 89, Austin Yowell netting the goal for homestanding Detroit Metro SC. But the ball is back at midfield, and we'll be back underway here. Drita gets it back and sends it to their back line to work it once again. 34th minute. Just 5 total shots combined on this game and 4 shots on goal. We've had 3 goals in this contest. So both teams very opportunistic with the limited chances they've had. We just crossed into the 35th. Detroit Metro just possesses, getting the ball over midfield. And there's a foul, so 7th foul whistled against Drita here in the 35th. So the referee is engaging in plenty of conversations with players from both teams, trying to argue calls. The referee will bring it back just inside midfield. So free kick coming up for Detroit Metro. And that ball served over towards the box. Detroit Metro working on the near side. There's a cross into the box over towards the far post, and no one is able to connect from either team as Detroit Metro chased the ball down in that corner, still looking to get the ball back towards the box. They opt to send it back to some of their defenders. Now bringing it back in the middle of the park. And there's a shot from distance blocked. Ball sent wide again. There's a cross into the box. Ball was hit towards that goal post. Came back down. Looks like the goalkeeper kind of knocked it away at the last second. The referee has stopped the clock. They're trying to decipher if that ball went over the goal line or not. Referees kind of confer what will be the official call. You saw that cross go in towards that far post. The goalkeeper did knock it down right next to the left goal post. The referee said it did not cross the line, so Detroit Metro a little bit unfortunate in that attempt. But since they trimmed the deficit down to 2-1, they're putting a little bit more pressure on that back line of Drita, which is still up 2-1 here in the 37th. Drita trying to get the ball down the middle of the park. Number 8 there trying to find some space. He loses the ball, trips up a Detroit Metro defender, so the 8th foul against Drita. This is deep in Detroit Metro territory, so we'll see if they opt to go with the short free kick, and they do. So now in the 37th minute. Now Drita picks it off, trying to find an open forward. That through ball is not giving anyone running onto it, so a turnover, but that could have been very costly for Detroit Metro. They've turned the ball over a couple times like that here in the first half. You know, when in doubt, knock it long or knock it out of bounds. Try to reset your defense, but you need to make sure as you are an outside midfielder or a marking back, you can't cough the ball up and give an opponent plenty of space to operate. Drita gets the ball back. They're working it back towards their back line once again. 38th minute here on the National Soccer Network. We're watching UPSL Midwest East Conference. Drita works it in over towards the middle of the field. Turned over. Daniel Wright brings it down that near side, trying to defeat a pair of defenders. He's working it down into that near right side, sent back into the box. Drita able to clear. Nice work by Daniel Wright, the standout forward for Detroit Metro, beating a pair of defenders on that near side. Just unsuccessful in terms of combining with a teammate inside the box. Now another, looks to be a throw-in. 10 yards past midfield coming up for Drita. 39th minute. 2-1 in favor of Drita SC. They took a 2-0 advantage with goals in the 4th and 31st minute. 2 minutes later in the 33rd, Detroit Metro SC was able to cut into that deficit. So 2-1 up on your scoreboard inside the Legacy Sports Center. Brighton, Michigan is location as Drita gets it working inside the box. There's a shot just wide left of target. 5th shot attempt of the evening for Drita SC. Wide of the framework as Peter Arton takes the goal kick for Detroit Metro. Metro wearing their sky blue and black kits, starting to work it down the far left side. Bringing it back towards the middle, knocking it back to the back line. 40th minute, so just under 6 minutes plus stoppage time is left at the end of the first half. Metro finds some space down the middle of the park. There's a shot from distance. Shot was over the crossbar. Did it go off the goalkeeper? The official says no. So 4 shot attempts for Detroit Metro, all coming here in the last 10 minutes. Their first shot attempt resulted in the goal, which cut the game down to 2-1 in favor of Drita. So Detroit Metro picking up the pace, applying a little bit of pressure here on that back line of Drita. The ball's turned over. That's Daniel Wright at the top of the box. He slots it back in the middle. Scissors kick clear by Drita defender. Detroit Metro had numbers. They have 4-on-2. Daniel Wright slotted it back in the middle, and Detroit Metro, a wasted opportunity. You have numbers with 4 players near the 18, unable to get a shot off as the foul is whistled against Detroit Metro now in the 41st minute. Down about 4.5 minutes left in the first half. Detroit Metro turns it over. Daniel Wright scooping up that ball. Slide it back into the middle of the park. Over to the right. The sliding tackle by the Drita defender. That tackle actually ended up knocking the ball off of Daniel Wright's right leg. So this will actually be a goal kick coming up for Drita. Detroit Metro. No shots those first 30 minutes, 32 minutes. Now they have been the more aggressive team here down the stretch at the end of the first half, working a ball into the box once again. This time knocked out of play, so corner kick number 3 coming up for Detroit Metro. Started to create some opportunities. You do not want to squander these opportunities. You never know how many you're going to get. 3rd corner kick. Detroit Metro, they're down 2-1 here. That ball served into the box. Ball bouncing around. Up high once again. And there's a collision in the box. Trio of players knocked down to the turf. Let's see what the referee calls. Looks like this could be a penalty kick coming up for Detroit Metro. A pair of players got tangled up. So number 11, Max Rogova, awarded the penalty kick. Again, over by that right post. The ball was served into the box. 3 players went down the turf. This will be a penalty kick. Great opportunity for Detroit Metro here in the 44th to try to net an equalizer. And Max Rogova puts it wide of frame. Not a ton of pace on that penalty kick. Kind of rolls outside of the framework. Here in the 44th, you get a great opportunity. You were taken down in the box, awarded the penalty kick, but you squandered the opportunity. And Drita SC escaping danger on that scoring opportunity, which goes for naught for Detroit Metro. So now we're just seconds away from crossing into the 45th minute here in Brighton, Michigan. The Legacy Sports Center is the place. We are the National Soccer Network. Glad to be part of today's matchup. Dan Stickrad, your director of news, solo style this evening. Once again, we do apologize. We were not issued today or in previous days of a numeric roster for Drita SC. So if you visit our YouTube chat room for tonight's broadcast, you want to mention which names and faces match up with the jersey numbers, feel free to do so. As Drita brings it up on that near side, looking to get one last scoring opportunity here late in the first half. There's a shot well wide of target here in the 45th. So Drita with a 6-5 total shots advantage, 3-2 with shots on frame. They don't have any corner kicks as of yet, and Detroit Metro has 3 corner kicks in the first half. We are now just 6 seconds away from the beginning of stoppage time. We'll see how much extra time the officiating crew puts back up on that clock. We're now into stoppage time. As that goal kick served long, over 60 yards, well inside Drita territory there. They'll clear it right back into Detroit Metro territory, working the ball down that right side. There's a cross off a stomach of a Detroit Metro player, bouncing around inside the box. Metro able to clear. They opted to just send it long. We're now about 30 seconds into stoppage time. Expect to see 2 or 3 minutes. We do have 3 goals in this game, a penalty kick opportunity, and then 12 fouls and 1 yellow card. So we should see a good 2 or 3 minutes of stoppage time here at the end of the first half. Daniel Wright is dispossessed on the near side. Drita working it back towards midfield. You can see the frustration of Daniel Wright. He's been very active on the near side. Have had a couple crosses into the box, just unable to get a great scoring chance himself. We're now about 1:10 into stoppage time. Drita working it back towards the center of the park. Slotted through to number 7 inside the box. But the offside flag has gone up. Second time that Drita's been whistled for offsides in this game. So nice slotted ball, just a little bit of a timing issue, or Drita forward took off just a bit early as Detroit Metro now works it into the half of Drita, trying to find a last-minute shot opportunity. 2 minutes into stoppage time. 2-1 in favor of Drita over Detroit Metro. So Metro puts it back in the field of play on the throw-in, just inside midfield. Ball knocked out of bounds. Players, a little bit of extracurricular activities in front of that Drita bench as players from both teams. A little bit of face-to-face chatter. Some players from both teams hugging each other. So what could have been a scrum has turned into a little bit of sportsmanship. But that should do it for the first half of play inside the Legacy Sports Center in Brighton, Michigan. Dan Stickrad on the National Soccer Network. We'll go into a halftime break up in your scoreboard. Drita SC 2, Detroit Metro 1. 45 minutes ago. Don't go anywhere. Half number 2 coming up. You're watching UPSL Midwest East Conference action on the National Soccer Network.
great.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
In our online world, we have access to endless communication channels. But despite our online connections, one dynamic will always separate the value in a phone call from an email, and that's relationship. Growing businesses and customer relationships live and die by the phone system, and an enterprise phone solution is the key to bridging the communication gap between you and your customers. At Spectrum VoIP, we exist to make sure your communication is seamless, consistent, and reliable. With simple pricing and reliable support, we dramatically reduce your telecommunication expenses. We come to you to install, train, and onboard your team, and our 24/7 support team is always available to help. Our interactive web portal has endless features that include the real-time data you need, the ability to record, download, and re-listen to phone calls, and sending SMS text messages straight from your computer. And the best part is that all of this is available in the palm of your hand. Since reliability is one of your top priorities, we make it one of ours. So what makes us different? We don't just connect your phones. We power your connection with your customers, your team, and your next level as a business.
Where is? I finally got the message board up, but no one's voting and no one's commenting. And I've asked people, like, does anyone have a match? But I can't even get back into the live chat. And it was telling me I had to pay $3.99.
Our YouTube channel? Oh, it doesn't. It just says subscribe.
In for Baccarat, and that goes in! Hugo Baccarat gives Flint City a 3-2. Buckley, oh, the ball falls to Buckley. One-on-one with Etheridge. What a save! Welcome into the first ever MSN All-State Media Day for girls soccer. Jonathan Turner alongside Dan Stickrett. Ball comes in, a good hit! 1-0! Shot, another save from Etheridge! Rebound, and it goes in the back of the net. The Bulldogs up 1-0! Burzma, but then for Vlasma! 3-0! Stuart Heiss with a shot! Upper 90 and in! Effectively today here on the Michigan Soccer Network, we are launching our new division of player recruitment videos. Mario Canoe now finds Stock. Finds Stock's got a left-footed banger. He shoots it! It's in! The Red Hawks equalize!
Looks great.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
In our online world, we have access to endless communication channels. But despite our online connections, one dynamic will always separate the value in a phone call from an email, and that's relationship. Growing businesses and customer relationships live and die by the phone system, and an enterprise phone solution is the key to bridging the communication gap between you and your customers. At Spectrum VoIP, we exist to make sure your communication is seamless, consistent, and reliable. With simple pricing and reliable support, we dramatically reduce your telecommunication expenses. We come to you to install, train, and onboard your team, and our 24/7 support team is always available to help. Our interactive web portal has endless features that include the real-time data you need, the ability to record, download, and re-listen to phone calls, and sending SMS text messages straight from your computer. And the best part is that all of this is available in the palm of your hand. Since reliability is one of your top priorities, we make it one of ours. So what makes us different? We don't just connect your phones. We power your connection with your customers, your team, and your next level as a business.
In for Baccarat, and that goes in! Hugo Baccarat gives Flint City a 3-2. Buckley, all the ball falls to Buckley. One-on-one with Etheridge. What a save!
Welcome into the first ever MSN All-State Media Day for girls soccer. Jonathan Turner alongside Dan Stickrett.
Ball comes in, a good head! 1-0! Shot, another save from Etheridge! Rebound, and it goes in the back of the net. The Bulldogs up 1-0! Burzma, but then for Vlasma! 3-0! Stewart Heiss with a shot! Upper 90 and in!
Effectively today here on the Michigan Soccer Network, we are launching our new division of player recruitment videos.
Mario Canoe now finds Stock. Finds Stock's got a left-footed banger. He shoots it! It's in! The Red Hawks equalize!
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
In our online world, we have access to endless communication channels. But despite our online connections, one dynamic will always separate the value in a phone call from an email, and that's relationship. Growing businesses and customer relationships live and die by the phone system, and an enterprise phone solution is the key to bridging the communication gap between you and your customers. At Spectrum VoIP, we exist to make sure your communication is seamless, consistent, and reliable. With simple pricing and reliable support, we dramatically reduce your telecommunication expenses. We come to you to install, train, and onboard your team, and our 24/7 support team is always available to help. Our interactive web portal has endless features that include the real-time data you need, the ability to record, download, and re-listen to phone calls, and sending SMS text messages straight from your computer. And the best part is that all of this is available in the palm of your hand. Since reliability is one of your top priorities, we make it one of ours. So what makes us different? We don't just connect your phones. We power your connection with your customers, your team, and your next level as a business.
You're getting ready? Yeah. Well, welcome back, everybody, inside the Legacy Sports Center in Brighton, Michigan for this UPSL second half action. Detroit Metro SC and Drita SC. Those who joined us late. So Drita SC took a 2-0 lead with goals in the 4th and 31st minute. Detroit Metro got one back in the 33rd. You guys just shut me off. Now I hear nothing. Second half underway. Drita SC with the ball and a 2-1 advantage. Drita had a 6-5 overall shots advantage in that first half. 3-2 with shots on frame. Up on the scoreboard, they have a 2-1 advantage. 1 minute into the second half. Detroit Metro had the first half's only 3 corner kicks. Detroit Metro also had a chance to level this game up in the 44th, but Max Rogova pushed a penalty kick wide left of frame. So we stand 2-1 in favor of Drita. It's 2 minutes into the second half. Rolling deep in their own territory coming up for Drita. Once again, their goal scores were from number 11 in the 4th minute and number 8 in the 31st. But we do apologize here on the National Soccer Network, as Drita failed to give us any type of numeric roster whatsoever. Ball served in towards midfield. Drita's trying to find a little bit of space. Ball bouncing around off players from both teams here on the near side. Players from both teams go down on the bench, but that should be a foul against Detroit Metro. They had 4 in the first half, so 5th foul of the game against homestanding Detroit Metro. Drita had 8 fouls whistled against them during the first half of play. Free kick coming up for Drita, number 17, serving this ball in towards the box. There's a long ball to the far left side. Headed back out by Detroit Metro. This should be a throw-in for Drita deep in Metro territory. Ball kind of bouncing back and forth between players on both teams. 48th minute, just seconds away from the 49th. Not a great amount of chances in this game. Just 5 shots on target combined between these two sides. Has resulted in 3 goals. 2-1 cushion for Drita. There's a long goal kick over midfield. Detroit Metro applying a little bit of pressure on that back line, giving chase. Trying to force a turnover. They're down 2-1 here in the second half. Drita brings it back off that back line, trying to find a little bit of space. No shot attempts for your team in thus far. 4 minutes into the second half. Drita finds a little bit of operating room down in the center of the park. Detroit Metro forces in turnovers. A lot of turnovers in this game. Drita had a little bit more of the possession in the first 45 minutes of play. We'll see if any team makes an adjustment here in the second half. 4.5 minutes in here on the National Soccer Network. A long ball into the box. Number 11, Max Rogova, trying to break through. He's dispossessed. Metro had a 4-3 advantage there at the top of the 18, but they turn it over. Now Drita gets it down past midfield in a hurry, sliding that ball through. Back over to number 11, dancing, shaking, and baking there, trying to get past the Metro defender. Ball inside the corner of the box. Detroit Metro stepping in to knock the ball out of bounds. Drita player did go down to the turf. This should just be a throw-in. But throw-in deep in Metro territory nevertheless. Number 10 for Detroit Metro, taking the ball way down into that northwest corner of the field. Again, no number 10 listed on Detroit Metro's roster. Kind of the nature of the beast when it comes to a lot of the amateur pre-professional teams. Rosters are often not provided or far from being accurate. Do the best that we can, giving the information allotted to us. As Drita brings the ball down that far side, trying to find a little bit of space. Dispossessed, so Detroit Metro getting the ball on the counterattack, working out towards midfield. Plenty of room. Sliding the ball over to number 10, trying to get a little bit of space inside the box, cutting it back through. Referee says play on. There's a foul in retaliation against Detroit Metro. So the referee walks over to kind of calm things down before things get out of hand. That was Daniel Wright. Wright already had a yellow card back in the 14th. He chops a player down for Drita. The referee still having a conversation with Daniel Wright towards the middle of the field. Detroit Metro's down 2-1. They do not want to go down a man with over 30 minutes yet to play. 36 minutes and change is what's left here before the end of the second half. Drita SC works the ball down the center of the park, trying to get a scoring opportunity. That ball is slotted towards the framework. Not a lot of pace on that shot as Peter Arton is there to make the stop. So first shot of the second half saved by Arton. Arton has a pair of official saves, and he's been very active in the box, steering several crosses and free kicks into the box area. Now we're in the 54th minute. Detroit Metro was able to get the ball down into Drita territory in a hurry. Ball sent long down that far left side, so Drita getting the ball 75, 80 yards downfield in a matter of seconds. They work the ball inside the box. That cross is blocked, so it'll be out of bounds. Should be a throw-in. Coming up for Metro. A Metro defender stepped in, blocked that shot, a kick back up and hit a Drita player on the leg. It rolls out of bounds, so right by the corner flag. Deep in their own territory, throwing coming up for Metro. So looking to get the ball cleared out of their half the field. So 55th minute here on the National Soccer Network. Dan Stickrad, glad to be part of your Saturday evening here. UPSL Midwest East Conference. Drita SC has 9 points. Detroit Metro has 6 points coming into the match. This is the 6th game of the 2025 campaign for both sides. This Metro earns a corner kick deep in Drita territory. So both teams getting up down to the other end of the field in a hurry. Just seconds away from the 56th minute. Sean Clark trying to find someone making a run. He holds the ball near the center of the field. Sent out of bounds. This is a throw in deep in Drita territory for Detroit Metro. This is number 17, Derek Broche, now in the game for Metro. We did not see any action in that first half. Metro using the full side of the field, knocking it from side to side, trying to get a chance here in the 57th minute. And that ball slotted into traffic. And the Drita goalkeeper, number 1. Sorry, we do not have a numeric roster for Drita. He's there to make that stop. That cross turned into more of a shot as it was bending towards the goal line. The netminder there to make the stop, so the first opportunity of the second half is stopped. Now both teams have one shot overall and one shot on frame here in the second half. 57th minute. Still 33 minutes of action plus stoppage time here at the second half. Plenty of time for both teams to add some tallies up on that scoreboard. Ball goes off a Detroit Metro player, so throwing deep in their own territory coming up for Drita, trying to protect that 2-1 advantage. Drita quickly turns it over, so now Detroit Metro will get a throw in deep in Drita territory. Ball's worked back into the middle of the field. Over to number 89, Austin Yowell had that goal back in the 33rd minute. Ball sent out of box, so throw in on their own side of the field for Detroit Metro, working it off that back line. The ball sent down that far right side, knocked out of bounds, so this should be a corner kick coming up, or throw in deep in Drita territory. Detroit Metro putting a little more pressure on that back line here in the second half. There's a collision near midfield. The referee says play on. So Metro once again works it on that left side. Referee stops play. Looks like a substitution coming up. We're now in the 59th minute. Referee having a conversation with the sidelines. Seconds tick off the clock now. He's having a conversation with the Drita player. 59th minute, just seconds away from the 60th minute here in the National Soccer Network. Once again, no numeric roster submitted by Drita SC tonight or in previous days, so we do apologize. Number 11 and number 8 with the goals for Drita as they lead 2-1. Those goals came back in the 4th and 31st minute, so on their first and fourth shot attempts of the game resulted in goals. They have never trailed in this match. Detroit Metro got one back in the 33rd off the foot of Austin Yowell, number 89. That's where we stand up on that scoreboard now in the 60th minute. So free kick coming up inside their own box for Drita SC in the 60th. Just one shot apiece here in the second half from both teams. Game did start 13 minutes late, but Drita was the more aggressive team for the first 30 minutes of this game, having that 2-0 advantage. Detroit Metro scored on their very first shot attempt of the game in the 33rd. And since that minute, they've picked it up in the offensive end of the field, creating a multitude of chances. They had, again, 6 shot attempts, 3 on frame, and 3 corner kicks in this game. They have not conceded any corners to Drita, but Drita is not trailed in this match. As Metro works it back from side to side here in the 61st. There's a long through ball down that right side. Sent into the box. There's a shot from distance blocked. Number 12, Pedro Souza took him that attempt. The ball scoots back out about 20 yards in front of the box. Now Metro has turned it over, and Drita gets it down inside midfield. Holding the turnover themselves once again. So a ton of turnovers in this game. Both teams have struggled to put together long periods of possession in this match. Metro serves it back in on that near left side. Off the throw and does go out of bounds off a Metro player. Referee actually says this will be a corner kick coming up. So corner kick number First of the second half for Detroit Metro. Kind of in that blind spot in the northwest corner, away from the camera angle. So substitution for Drita off this corner kick. Now we're set to go after about a minute delay, 63rd minute. That corner kick served into the box, headed high and out of the box. Detroit Metro able to regain possession. Get the ball in that near side, switching it back towards the middle of the field. Plenty of space on that right side. Danny Wright shaking and baking into the box, turns it over. Now Drita SC gets the ball out towards midfield. Just one forward up top. As Metro has 5 players back. Kind of clog up that middle of the field. So 63rd minute, we're ready to cross into the 64th. Detroit Metro picks off that pass, gets it over midfield. A little bit of a collision there on the near side, so that foul was against Detroit Metro. 6th foul against them in this game, 64th minute. About 26 minutes left, plus whatever stoppage time is entered onto the clock at the end of the second half. Both teams turning the ball over back and forth in this game. Detroit Metro now gets it back, working it on the near side. 64th minute. Trying to create a great scoring chance to possibly net an equalizer. So plenty of time for both teams to put another one up on the board. Now in the 65th minute, here at the Legacy Sports Center, Brighton, Michigan is the space. UPSL Midwest East Conference matchup. Detroit Metro, Drita SC. Metro gets it into the box. Player taken down. The referee says play on. Now this ball served back in the box again. Down on the left side, but no one makes a run for Detroit Metro. They were throwing their hands up, kind of arguing that call. Forgot to pay attention to the fact that a teammate served a nice ball into the box once again. So referee said play on. Once that happens, he's not going to stop his clock. Drita gets the ball down that left side. They get numbers into the corner of the box. 3-on-3. Cutting it back outside the top of the 18. And there's a shot high above the crossbar. That shot was deflected off a Metro defender. So the first corner kick of this entire game coming up for Drita SC. They got a 2-1 advantage here in the 66. Just one shot here in the second half for Drita. A great opportunity to get this ball back in the box, perhaps create a little bit of magic. Crossing into the 67th. Drita will try to swing this ball back into the box. They're served in towards the goal line. Headed high, bouncing around inside the box. Detroit Metro unable to clear. There's a shot from distance. It was well up by the ceiling fan, so that shot nowhere near the target, more in the vicinity of Mars and Venus. Detroit Metro gets it back out towards midfield. off the goal kick. '67th minute. Drita SC with that 2-1 lead. They're trying to protect it. Defense has done a great job in this game. As Detroit Metro only 6 total shot attempts. None in the first 32.5 minutes of this game. Detroit Metro just 3 shots on frame. Drita has had 8 total shots, 4 on target and 1 corner kick. Drita sends this free kick in just inside midfield into the box. But never fear, Peter Arton is there to groom that high cross into the box. Now Detroit Metro working it off their back line once again. Sent over to the near side, over to Pedro Souza. He's trying to find a little bit of space. Sent back to Max Rogova. That slotted the ball through on that right side. Sent back into the box. And there's a shot on frame. And Drita goalkeeper number 1 knocking that shot over the crossbar. So a 5th corner kick of the match coming up for Detroit Metro. 2nd of the second half. Sean Clark set to take this corner kick. That was the best scoring chance of the second half for Detroit Metro. They still find themselves down 2-1 here in the 69th. Now Clark stands in that northeast corner, serving that corner kick into the box, high over towards that far post. Ball bouncing around inside the box. Now Drita has some numbers. 3-on-2. Working it back down the middle of the field, trying to find a little bit of space. And sent over to that far side to number 8. And that shot is blocked. Now Detroit Metro gets the ball back, switching fields over to the near side. Max Rogova brings the ball out towards midfield, looking to see if a teammate can make a run. 70th minute. So about 21 minutes left here in the second half. Here in this UPSL game here at the Brighton Legacy Center. And there's a shot by Wright well over the crossbar. Shot coming about 35 yards out. Wright just unable to connect on a laser towards the framework as a goal kick coming up for visiting Drita SC. 70th minute. 2-1 in favor of Drita here. All goals coming in that first half. Drita took a 1-0 lead in the 4th minute. Added on to that advantage in the 31st. Before Detroit Metro scored in the 33rd on their very first shot attempt of this game. That's where we stand as we're now crossing into the 71st minute. Here on the National Soccer Network, both teams been able to possess the ball, but not for very long periods of time. As now Drita is on the counterattack, working a ball on the near side. Great defensive work there, keeping the ball outside the box. There's a shot. That is well wide right of target. So 4th shot attempt of the second half for Drita SC. They have a 4-3 shots advantage here in the second half. 71st minute on the National Soccer Network. Once again, Dan Stickrad, the Director of News at NSN. Glad to be part of your Saturday evening. Now Detroit Metro works it over to the near side. Well, 60-plus games here on the network this weekend, from sea to signing sheet, from Connecticut to California and everywhere in between. We are in Brighton, Michigan here for this game. Sliding into the box. Number 17 was there. Puts it into the back of the net, but the offside, the dreaded offside flag did go up. So that goal called back in the 72nd. Detroit Metro had numbers. They had several players making runs on the sidelines and in the middle of the field. But a goal called back due to offsides. Now the official is having a conversation with players from both teams. The officiating crew is sticking with the offsides flag, so free kick coming up inside their own box. That goal was called back, so Detroit Metro has a couple great opportunities here in the second half, just unable to net the equalizer. They had a shot about 5 minutes ago, stopped by the Drita goalkeeper, and then they had that 3-on-2 break where the goal was called back. Now in the 73rd minute, so 17 and a half minutes left, plus whatever stoppage time has ended onto the second half is all we have left. Detroit Metro 2-2-1 this year, trying to find a way to level this game up. Drita SC 3-2-0 on the 2025 campaign, 3 wins and 2 losses. They are looking to stay in the upper echelon of the Midwest East Conference. They have 9 points heading into this game. The ball slotted in the box. Number 9 tucks it into the back of the net. A needle thread pass. Number 19, the 9. In the 74th minute. Again, we were not issued an official numeric roster by Drita's front office. We do have a roster we found online. There are no jersey numbers, so that goal going to number 9 from number 19 on a perfectly slotted pass. So Drita now up 3-1 in this game, now in the 74th minute. Scoreboard up in the upper left-hand corner has been corrected. 74th minute, Drita up with 2-goal advantage here. Just about 16 minutes left in regulation. Detroit Metro found themselves into an early hole in the 4th minute. They have never led in this game. Drita has forced another goal kick here in the 75th. Drita SC goals in the 4th, 31st, and 74th minute. They have never trailed. Detroit Metro scored a goal in the 33rd. They had a penalty kick misfired in the 44th, and they had a goal called back here in the 72nd. So Drita, 5 total shots on frame has resulted in 3 goals. You talk about being quite opportunistic. Now Drita's on the counterattack, working on that near side. Number 11, the first goal scorer, tries to find a little bit of space. Slots it back into the middle. Drita trying to find a little bit of space. 5 defenders there at the top of the box. That through ball rolls out of the field of play. Goal kick coming up for Metro. And they trail 3-1 here. We just crossed into the 76th minute on the National Soccer Network. UPSL Midwest East Conference Class, Detroit Metro, Drita SC, National Soccer Network. Detroit Metro once again getting the ball out towards midfield. They're down 2 goals, trying to find a little bit of late game heroics, a little late game magic, get back into this game. They need a pair. Metro came in this game with a 14-8 scoring edge, so they have been quite capable of putting the ball into the back of net. Their last game, they recorded an 8-0 victory. Back on Wednesday, defeated Intra United 8-0. So they do have the talent to put the ball in the back of the net. A little bit stymied here today with just the 1 goal. Their opportunities, there's been a couple of great ones. Detroit Metro gets the free kick, sent into the box. A little bit too low, headed out of the box. Ball bouncing around of players from both teams. And that cross was blocked, so Drita, player goes down to the turf, so that should be a foul against Detroit Metro now in the 77th minute. So 13.5 minutes plus stoppage time is all that's left on the clock. Detroit Metro trying to find a way back, down 3-1 in this UPSL matchup. Sixth game of the season for both sides as Drita works the ball out towards midfield. They've been dispossessed. So Detroit Metro has the ball, knocking it back in the middle. Drita again forces the turnover. He'll look to get some possession going to try to kill off some time. We just crossed into the 78th minute. So time not on the side of Detroit Metro SC. 2-1 on the year, trying not to fall under 500 here today. They're down 3-1. 12.5 minutes left here in the second half inside the confines of the Legacy Sports Center in Brighton, Michigan. Drita switching the fields, getting a ball over on the far left side. As a player from Detroit Metro was knocked down to the turf. Third foul of the second half. Number 11 against Drita SC in this game. Now into the 79th minute. Detroit Metro takes their free kick along their back line, starting to build it back up on the near side. Pedro Souza slots it over. Number 8 giving chase for Detroit Metro. No number 8 listed on Detroit Metro's roster here tonight, so we do apologize. Drita SC has not issued a numeric roster. That ball sent into the box, and Detroit Metro has had 3 or 4 players in this game not listed on the active roster today. Now Daniel Wright trying to find a little space on that right side. Cuts it back into the middle. And there's a shot from distance, but well off target. So 4 shot attempt of the second half of Detroit Metro. They've only been able to put 2 on the framework here in the second 45. Down to 11 minutes. 80th minute now. You talk about the game of soccer. It's not about how many shots you attempt. It's about finishing those opportunities. I've said it a million times. I'll say it a million times again. You need to finish those opportunities because you never know when they're going to come. Detroit Metro had a great opportunity late in the first half to level this game up at 2 apiece. Max Rogova, his cleat got a little bit stuck in the turf. He pushed a slow penalty kick wide left of frame. They were unable to tie it up before the half. And then the 74th minute, Drita SC opened up another 2-0, 2-goal advantage, now up 3-1 here in the 80th. Now in the 81st minute, Drita SC will start to burn off as much clock as possible between restarts, throw-ins, substitutions. They're up comfortably 2 goals. You can see the frustration starting to mount on Detroit Metro's players. Drita works it off their back line. The ball served out towards midfield. Detroit Metro intercepts. They quickly turn it over once again. It's been a game of miscues and turnovers for Detroit Metro. Giving the homestanding crowd much to cheer about here today. They're down 3-1 in the 81st. Now crossing into the 82nd. Players knocked down on the turf. Daniel Wright. Daniel Wright tried to take that quick restart into a Drita player, number 19, who was booked with a yellow card. He did not get out of the way. Detroit Metro opted to go with a quick restart. 3 players from Drita was standing right in front of the ball, so a yellow card issued number 19. Not issued a roster. Unfortunately, was able to find a roster online here a little bit before game time, but there are no numeric numbers anywhere out there in the World Wide Web. Drita did not submit a roster as well after trying to contact people in their front office. So 82nd minute, Detroit Metro down 2. Danny Wright stands above that ball, close to 40 yards out. Wright chips it into the box, over towards that far post. And that's into the back of the net. 83rd minute. You can see some young fans for Detroit Metro SC starting to celebrate. This game is in within 3-2 in the 83rd. Well, Danny Wright served that ball in the box, number 8. We apologize, no number 8 listed on Detroit Metro's roster here tonight. Volleyed into the back of the net in an 83rd minute, so 3-2 in favor of Drita SC. Now Detroit Metro needs to find a way to capitalize on their momentum, try to get one back. They've never led in this game. They fell down 2-0 in the first half. Trailed 2-1 at the break, went down 3-1 in the 73rd. We just got one back here less than 30 seconds ago. So 3-2 in favor of Drita. 6.5 minutes left here in the second half inside the confines of the Legacy Sports Center, Brightish, Michigan. Now Detroit Metro trying to clear the ball. Collision near those advertisements. Players from both teams giving a little bit of love taps. Peter Arton, the goalkeeper for Detroit Metro, over there to kind of break it up. Arton will take this corner goal kick. 6 minutes left plus stoppage time at the end of the second half. As Detroit Metro will have enough in the tank to try to net an equalizer. Both teams 5 total shots in the second half, a goal apiece. No one was there for Detroit Metro to make that run as the ball served into the box, scooped up by the goalkeeper from Drita SC. 85th minute. Time not on the side of Detroit Metro as they need to find a way to level this game up in the last 5.5 minutes. Trying to find some passing lanes down in the middle of the park, turning the ball over. Mitchell serving it long down the left side of the field. Knocked back to the Drita keeper, who is stalling as much time off the clock as possible before scooping up that loose ball inside the box. 4.5 minutes left. Pair of goals, one for each side, plus a yellow card against Drita SC here in the second half. So there should be probably a couple minutes left of stoppage time at the end of this game. The referee giving a drop ball. Detroit Metro wins that. They're looking to build off their back line. And they've earned a foul just inside midfield as a Metro player knocked down on the turf. 4th foul of the second half against Drita SC. They're trying to protect that 3-2 advantage. 86th minute. Just seconds away from the 87th. Metro trying to find a little bit of space on that far right side. Drita playing some tight defense. They sent 10 of their 11 players back on the defensive end. Metro earning it back. Switching fields, getting everyone involved, trying to find a little bit of a crease, a little bit of Extra space to create a scoring chance. That ball served over to the far right side of Daniel Wright. Wright serves it back into the box. That's blocked. It'll go out of bounds, so the corner kick coming up for Detroit Metro. This is their 6th corner kick of the game. The only category where they lead in this match, 3 in each half. 87th minute, just seconds away from the 88th. Serve back into the box. The Drita goalkeeper there, leaping high around the 6 to snare that cross. Sending it long on that near side. Number 11 cutting it back. He's got a man beat. Tripped up outside the box. This will be a red card. A Drita player gets a little bit of space on the near right side. Cuts it back in the middle. Chopped down. About a yard or two outside the box, a red card has been issued against Detroit Metro. Number 89, Austin Yowell, had that goal, first goal, back in the 33rd minute, sent to the bench. And now a yellow's been issued to number 12, Pedro Sousa. So Detroit Metro down to like 3.5 minutes. They are down a player, down a goal. You had some chances. You still had a few minutes left. A player was blatantly taken down outside the box. Now in the 89th, free kick coming up for Drita SC. About 2.5 yards outside the 18. They're up 3-2 late. Putting the ball in the back of the net should all but do it for Drita, as they're never trailed in this match. They are stalling as much time as possible here in the last 10 minutes. This is a great opportunity to ice this game. Drita has never trailed, up 3-2 late. Number 17 set to take this free kick. Swings it around the wall high above the crossbar. So we have now crossed into the 90th minute plus stoppage time. Expect to see 3 or 4 minutes of stoppage time added on to that clock, but Detroit Metro down a man after that red card here a minute ago to Austin Yowell. They've had 2 yellow cards in this game, a boatload of turnovers, a series of missed opportunities, and now they're down in the last few minutes. Down a goal, trying to find a way back into this game. Drita possesses then that near side. Sent to the box, cleared long by Detroit Metro. Drita will bring the ball into that southwest corner. They're trying to stall the ball down there in the corner. Just 10 seconds away from the beginning of stoppage time. The referee does blow his whistle. This looks like it's going to be a free kick coming up for Drita. We're now officially in the stoppage time. Another yellow card went up. Referee down in that southwest corner in the blind spot away from the camera operating crew. Drita player kind of signaling that there's someone threw an elbow off target. So here in the last couple minutes of play, Detroit Metro giving a red card and 2 quick yellows. We are now a minute into stoppage time, except to have several more added on here. All of these cards and delays here in the final minutes, but up on that scoreboard, Drita up 3-2 late as they get the ball back inside the box again. There's a shot pushed over to the far side. It looked it off the defender. Redirected again off another defender. A little bit of space inside the box on that near side. Number 11. Drita working the ball, trying to find some space. Detroit Metro dispossesses. Now they are on the counterattack. Great tackle on that near side. Throw in for Detroit Metro down in the waning seconds. Ball in the blind spot there in the northeast corner. Drita able to clear it. So 2 minutes in the stoppage time. We should see another 2 or 3 more minutes. The Cards have been flying here late in the second half. So the referee exchanging some more words with players from both teams. 10, 11 total fouls here in the second half combined between the two sides. That free kick sent out towards midfield, bouncing around back and forth. Troy Metro down a goal, down a man, trying to find a way to get some late game magic. All it takes is one shot, but Drita possessing the ball, getting the ball into the near side, trying to find a little bit of space. They're up a man. That long through ball is called back on an offside, so third time of this game that Drita SC whistle for offside. Detroit Metro down in the last few seconds, sending a ball, another turnover. And there's a through ball towards the box. Peter Arton, the goalkeeper, Detroit Metro, scooping that back up in a hurry. Sending out to the defender on that far right side. Detroit Metro working it on that far right side, trying to get anything going here. A player tripped up. Now a yellow card's been issued to number 21 of Drita. In the 94th. So the cards continue to be flown in this game. Red card and 2 yellows against Detroit Metro. Now a yellow against Drita SC. All in the last 6 or 7 minutes of this game. We're now 4 minutes into stoppage time. Detroit Metro has a free kick in front of the Drita, or their own bench. It's like Daniel Wright, who had the assist on the second goal. Detroit Metro standing near that ball to serve it back into the box. Referee writing some notes down in his book. He'll be adding stoppage time on the stoppage time. So Wright is going to look to swing this into the box. Detroit Metro trying to get something going here in the last minute. Drita able to dance around that corner flag, clearing it. Now Metro gets the ball just outside the box. No space in the middle of the park as Drita opts to clear it out of bounds. So throw in near midfield for Detroit Metro. Now 5+ minutes into stoppage time. Now Drita clears and they're over midfield. 3-on-2 opportunity coming up. Detroit Metro trying to get players back on defense. Down a goal. Drita can keep stalling as much time as possible off that clock. Up a goal, up a man. 95.5 minutes into this game. There's a shot. Bending into that far post. 95.5 minutes in. Number 19. Putting this game out of reach, 4-2 in favor of Drita SC. Absolute left-footed banger. That thing bent inside that far left post. Peter Arton, the goalkeeper for Detroit Metro, did not stand a chance on that shot. A brilliant strike to put visiting Drita SC up 4-2. We are now 6.5 minutes in the stoppage time on the kickoff. Detroit Metro is just about out of time. They don't have to find one scoring opportunity. They must finished on a pair. Detroit Metro has run out of time. This game has come to a completion inside the confines of the Legacy Sports Center in Brighton, Michigan. Here on the National Soccer Network, your final score, Drita SC 4, Detroit Metro FC 2. So Drita improves to 4-2-0 on the season. Detroit Metro falls to 2-3-1. But we have a final here in the Midwest East Conference. Once again, Drita SC 4, Detroit Metro 2. Dan Stickrad from the National Soccer Network, thank you for joining us this Saturday evening. Don't go anywhere for you soccer junkies. Plenty of action here on the network tonight. In games of pre-professional amateur leagues across the country. Also, all day tomorrow, games on the network. Tomorrow at 8 p.m., the high school girls soccer ranking show for the state of Michigan. 8 to 9 p.m., the final ranking show of the 2025 girls soccer season. That will take place at 8 p.m. on the National Soccer Network. So once again, Dan Stickrad, thanks for joining us on the National Soccer Network. Have a great Saturday evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.